you ready for a question. Sam from the Telegraph.
Mikel, what were your thoughts on him?
Well, I started extremely well again, dominated the game, dominated the pitch, and scored 2 beautiful goals. And after that, we made a huge mistake. To stop playing with the same purpose, to score the third and the fourth one, and just think that we can play them around them and maintain that result, and just looked too easy. And on that moment, we give them hope and credit to West Ham because they took it. They did what they did really well. They started to play extremely direct. From there, it went to a long throw, from them a corner, and we really struggled to get out of that game. And if you don't go into defend your box the way you should in the 2 goals that we concede, then you have to do many more things much better for longer periods in the match. And then there is another moment when you can go after 50 minutes 3-1 up, and probably the game is over, and 2 minutes later you concede a goal. But this is part of football. My worry is after 2-0 that we make that huge mistake and don't understood what the game required in that moment.
How do you explain that? Complacency, whatever it may be.
Easy to do it from outside the pitch. You have to be a player, you have to feel it there, and we have to understand those emotions as well. But we need that ruthless mindset in that moment to go and kill a team. When a team is there for the given, we have to kill it, and today we haven't done it. And when you don't do that in the Premier League, at some stage it's going to turn around, they're going to have some momentum, and then you have to defend. For example, the second goal much better than what we did. If not, you don't win the game.
Does it concern you that this week's game and last week's game would have followed a very similar pattern?
Well, the pattern in terms of the result is different. In terms of what happens, it was very different. But you have to accept that. And that's the last thing that we want in our brains, is to not have the confidence that after having the possibility to kill the game, don't do it. And that's the next stage. When you are there, you have to do it. And you have to play with the same purpose or more and not give them anything.
Didn't get 2-1, there was a bit of a psychological hangover from last week.
It can happen, but again, you're telling that what goes through every mind is probably different. But we all knew at half-time what we have to do and try to do it better, and it's true. And credit to West Ham when they start to play that game. If they are efficient in those first 2 balls, it is difficult because you have to fight and earn the right to play. But when we did it, especially with the changes, then you have to have more composure to finish the game off.
I think for you as a coach that you weren't able to reverse that change in your team's mindset. How can you get them to...
For sure, because we are here to win. And when you are able to play at that level and then you drop your level to here so quickly, the game is there. You know, and any opponent are going to be able to do that. So for sure we have to dig really deep in there and find the solutions to that.
What do you think the last 6 days have been to your side on the race to the title?
For the rest of the title, I have no idea. And I didn't have an idea 7 weeks ago or 12 or what is going to happen in 3 weeks. My biggest task is go again and train really well, and on Friday play at the same level that we played the first 35 minutes against a team that is fighting for the life, or against the Liverpool team, but do it much for a longer period and then kill the game. Sorry?
Can you tell me why at the end of last week and today the players looked a little bit fatigued? And also, going forward, how do you think this result the last 2 weeks is
Fatigue-wise, no, because what we produced in the first, second half against Liverpool, it was similar, and today we put higher inputs in the second half than in the first half. We were slower in everything that we did. But fatigue, I don't think the team is fatigued or look fatigued. And the best way to put it is just convince them how good they are, and when they do what they have to do. And this is what we have to put in our brains.
Okay, we'll do the last couple. Kaya?
It really seemed to turn after West Ham's penalty. Why do you think it had such a big impact this time? Because the team's been quite good at bouncing back from adverse situations.
Well, because after we could not control what West Ham was proposing, and they conceding goals away from home. You can see 2 or 3 goals away from home. It's extremely difficult to win football matches as we did, and we have to blame ourselves how we defended the boxes.
Sure, at this stage of the season,
I would say yes if I see a team from the beginning playing. When I see a team playing with that flow, it does not. And a tunnel certainly is not the pressure. It's that we really misunderstood what the game required in that moment.
Finally, we'll go to Kossi.
Mikel, there was a turning point obviously with Kyle.
Yeah.
You know, they got up the other end. But Kyle clearly wanted the ball, didn't he? I don't know if there was a discussion with Peters, but how does he respond to that? And what's what's the line?
The same that the team has to respond, because probably if you do the 3-1, you're going to win the match, and maybe you win the game for a bigger margin, and then we are not discussing about what happened here. So you have to put everything into context. If you are prepared to take responsibility to take penalties, you have to know that in that package, the possibility to miss is 100%. At some stage, you're going to miss penalty, and you have to be able to react after that. If not, you cannot be a penalty taker. And Bukayo has been through that, and he will go through that again.
He's a great player, isn't he? You know, you won't be one for
For sure, and you have to pick one player to do it. It has to be done. It was a crucial moment. We missed it, and this is football.
Can I just ask you, did you think that West Ham's penalty was a penalty?
I haven't seen the image, and it's too late, and I don't really want to use that as an excuse, honestly.